Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Patrick Ocheni. In today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you guys how to tighten your arms after losing excessive weight. That's right, how to tighten your arms after losing excessive weight. Okay, so before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Kay. She was the one that sent in this question. All right, so Kay, thank you for sending this question. And also, I want to congratulate you. All right, I want to congratulate you for having lost the weight. Okay, so awesome. Now, before we get rolling, what I want to do also is I want to remind you guys, if you two have questions about getting in shape, about losing weight, or maybe you need help creating a comprehensive fitness plan, you can always sign up for a free strategy session with me by going to www.bodybypatrick.com. All right, or you can send me a private message to bodybypatrickfitness@gmail.com. All right, awesome. Now let's get rolling. Like I said, in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how to tighten your skin, right, after losing excessive weight. This, by the way, is a concern that's usually from women. You know, I've been a trainer now for over 15 years, and men generally do not have this problem, okay? So, but this is generally from women. So, what I'm going to do first, though, is share with you guys what factors influence or determine how much excess skin you have after losing weight, okay? That way you understand the concept, all right? So, let's get rolling. The first thing you got to understand that affects how much loose skin you have, especially if you've lost a lot of weight, is what? The first thing is your genetics. Okay? Your genetics. So, for example, you could have two women who've lost the same amount of weight, right? Everything else being the same. However, how much excess skin they have, usually the bottom, like right here, this is the part we're talking about, your tricep, depends on the genetics. So, person A might have greater what's called elasticity in your skin versus person B just because of the genetics. All right, so that is something that you cannot control. Now, the second thing that affects or determines, right, how much loose skin you have or excess skin you have after losing a lot of weight is what? Your gender. All right, your gender. Okay, so like I said earlier on, that men typically do not have this issue, unless of course maybe you're like severely overweight, like maybe like 400 pounds or something like that. But in general, in my personal experience, having worked with a lot of clients, both men and female, men typically do not struggle with this problem because generally they have more muscle, okay? And the way they train generally is completely different from the way women train when it comes to what? When it comes to losing weight. Now, the third thing that affects how much excess skin you have after losing weight is, well, how long were you overweight? So, how long overweight? Okay, so for example, if I have two people, person A and person B, okay, and they both weigh, let's just say for argument's sake, they both weigh 200 pounds. But person A had been at 200 pounds for 5 years, and person B had been at 200 pounds for 1 year. Well, guess what? When it comes to the elasticity, when it comes to the skin snapping back after losing weight, person B will have an edge. All right, so that is why, guys, it is very, very important. If you are trying to get in shape or if you want to lose weight, it will be in your best interest to do so sooner rather than later, okay? Sooner rather than later, because the longer you wait, the harder it is, A, for you to lose the weight, and B, the more likely you're going to have excessive skin or loose skin after losing weight, okay? So which brings me to the next point. The next thing that affects how much loose skin you have is what? For your age. Your age, okay? Your age determines how much loose skin you have and how quickly your skin's able to bounce back after you've lost weight, okay? So again, for example, if I have somebody who's 25 years old that weighs 200 pounds versus somebody who's 55 years old that weighs 200 pounds, same gender, right? Who is going to have tighter skin? Who's more likely to have tighter skin after losing weight? Of course, the person who's 25 years old. Okay, so again, procrastination does not help you here. The longer you wait to get rid of that weight, all right, or to get in shape, the harder it's going to be. All right, and then finally, the other factor that determines the tightness of your skin after losing weight is what? How you did it. Okay, how did you lose the weight? Okay, how did you lose weight? That's very, very important. Okay, now there are different ways, different approaches that you could have used. Okay, so some people could have just, counted calories, for example. Okay, so if all you did was just count calories to lose weight, all right, more than likely going to have more excess skin, all right, because you did not do any kind of weightlifting. Compared to somebody who also did weight training, all right, or somebody who did a combination. So dieting plus weight training, okay? Those two things really influence or determine how much loose skin you have after losing weight, all right? Now, the other thing that influences how much tight skin you have is what? How quickly you lost the weight. So number 6, how quickly you lost the weight, okay? Now, if you, again, let's go back to that example of somebody that was 200 pounds, all right? And then let's say they wanted to lose 50 pounds. So let's say they were able to lose 50 pounds in 30 days, all right? Now, you would agree with me, that's very extreme, correct? Is it doable? Yes, it is theoretically doable. Anything is theoretically doable, right? But compare that to somebody who lost the same 50 pounds in 3 months, all right? You have to understand, the quicker, the sooner you lose weight, the more likely you are also what? You are getting rid of your muscle mass. And the less muscle you have, guess what? The more skin you're going to have after losing weight, okay? So basically, those are the factors that influence, that determines how much loose skin you have after losing excessive amount of weight and how quickly it will snap back, it will tighten up, all right? You understand? So just to recap, your genetics, your gender, right? How long you were overweight, your age, how did you actually go about losing the weight? That's very, very important, guys. Again, I don't care what anybody else tells you out there. You've got to make sure you're using the right approach to losing weight. Otherwise, what's going to happen is, after you've lost the weight, yes, you've lost the weight, but you might have done the wrong approach and then lost a lot of muscle also. And if that's the case, guess what? Right? You're going to have a lot of loose skin. You're going to become skinny fat. So on the scale, you stand on the scale and says you have lower weight, but you're flabby. Okay, that's not what you want. I have yet to meet a client in my 15 years of being a personal trainer that said, Patrick, I want to lose weight and be flabby after losing the weight. I have never met a single person. All right, so I'm sure that is not what you want also. So guys, listen, you always want to make sure that you are using the right approach. And if you don't know if you are on the right track, once again, if you need help coming up with a comprehensive plan, you can sign up for a free strategy session with me by going to www.bodybypatrick.com. All right, that's www.bodybypatrick.com. Now, by the way, I have to let you know, in the spirit of full transparency, when you go to that website, if the form for you to sign up is still on, it means what? I still have some spots available. If the page is down, it means what? Well, it means I'm all booked, all right? So first come, first serve. So you want to act quickly, all right? Now, with that being said, now let's talk about the solution. The solution to, the loose skin that you might have after losing excessive amount of weight, okay? Now, the way you go about doing that is to what? Look at these factors and determine which one can you control. First of all, which one can you control? Well, guess what? You cannot control your genetics. Right? That's just your genetics. You cannot control your gender. Okay? Now, you cannot really control how long you were overweight, because guess what? You've been there, it already happened, right? Already happened. You've lost the weight. So you can't really control that, right? You cannot control your age. Okay? You cannot control your age. Now, how quickly you lost the weight? That one too, you cannot control because it already happened. Okay? So the only area that you can control to help you tighten that skin back is what? Your approach. Okay? How you lost the weight. Now, here's a general solution because obviously each person is different. All right? Each person is different. So here is my solution, okay? If I were sitting in front of you today and you were my prospective client, here is a solution I would propose for you, all right? To tighten that skin. So let's draw a line here. Let's say solution. Okay? The first thing I would do is this. Now, without any kind of prior knowledge to how you lost the weight, all right? I can tell you what is not going to help you, and that is doing too much cardio. So the first thing I'm going to do is say, hey, Kay, I need to reduce, if you're still doing a lot of cardio, I need you to reduce the amount of cardio that you're doing, okay? All right? You need to reduce the amount of cardio that you're doing, okay? So if you're doing 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, I don't know, but it needs to be reduced because guess what? We need to create a plan to help you retain your muscle mass. You've already lost weight, okay? I don't need you losing any more weight. I need you to now tighten the muscle, all right? So from a strength training point of view, from a fitness point of view, reduce your cardio, all right? Now, what they will do is after you reduce your cardio, now we're going to do the right kind of cardio training. Okay, so now what is the difference? You're like, well, Patrick, you just told me to reduce my cardio. Now you're telling me to do the right kind of training, the right kind of cardio training. Well, the difference is that most people, again, I've been doing this for a long time. Most people that lose weight, and if they did it primarily by doing cardio, they probably do what's called steady state cardio. So what does that mean? They get on the treadmill, for example, and just run for hours. Or they go outside and just run 15 miles a day. All right? I know people like that. All right? You can lose weight that way. But guess what? When you do, you tend to have what? Flabby skin. Especially if you're a woman and if you're genetically predisposed to what? To having excess skin. You understand? So what we're going to do then is reduce the steady state cardio, but then do the right kind of cardiovascular training that will still help you burn fat, not lose weight, burn fat and retain your muscle mass, okay? And that's what's known as interval training. Cardiovascular interval training, okay? That's what we're going to get you doing. However, you've got to do it the right way. If you do it the wrong way, guess what? You end up getting hurt, right? And getting discouraged. We don't want that for you, okay? Again, if you want to learn how to do this, I don't have time to go into great detail right here on this presentation. You can go sign up for a free strategy session with me by going to www.bodybypatrick.com. For right now, I want you to understand the global concept. Make sense? Good. Now, that's on the cardio side. On the strength training side, okay, since you lost weight initially, that kind of tells me that your goal is not to get massive or to become a bodybuilder, okay? Because I've never come across a bodybuilder that wanted to lose weight, okay? So keeping that in mind, that you're trying to stay lean, right? There's a particular kind of training program, weightlifting program that you have to get started on right away. Okay, right away, if you've not already done so. And that's what's called, circuit training. Or more specifically, high intensity training. Okay, that, is the type of training that I do almost exclusively with all my clients. Because guess what? It will help you lose fat very quickly, very effectively, and if you do it correctly, very safely, okay? You'll be able to reduce inches, right? And then most importantly though, you'll be able to retain your muscle mass and while boosting your resting metabolic rate. What does that mean? That means your ability to burn calories even while you what? Even while you're sleeping. How cool is that? All right. So if you're not already doing that, I'm going to get you on the right kind of training program. All right. So that's on the cardio side, and that's on the what? The weightlifting side. Then finally, nutrition. Now, the fourth piece is going to be nutrition. That'll be the solution, right? We want to make sure that you are eating enough calories. Okay? We want to make sure you eat enough calories because believe it or not, people lose weight by simply slashing your calories. Listen, guys, friends, if I today decide I want to lose 10 pounds by tomorrow, okay, I could theoretically do it by just slashing my calories to almost zero. And yes, I will lose weight. Anybody will lose weight if you just slash your calories up to a certain point until you start eating again, and then what happens? You gain back the weight and some more. So I highly do not recommend that approach. So the first thing I want to find out from you, Ken, is are you eating enough calories? Because if you're not eating enough calories, what's going to happen is your body will be eating your muscle, essentially going to what's called a catabolic state. All right? So then you're more likely to become flabby. So if you were sitting across the table from me, okay, I would say, hey, let's look at your calories and make sure you're consuming enough calories. That's very, very important. Very, very important, because one of the biggest mistakes people make, especially women, when trying to lose weight, is what? To slash the calories to almost nothing. All right? That will not serve you. It might make you think you've lost weight in the short term, but in the long term, it's not going to serve it, to be detrimental to your health. So I do not recommend it. I do not recommend it. All right? So that's on the calorie side. And then finally, I'll be like, okay, well, since we've made sure that you are eating enough calories, we also want to make sure you're eating enough protein. All right? That you have enough protein in your diet. Very important, because guess what? Protein is the food group that's responsible for helping you build muscle. Protein. You need protein. Okay? Without protein, you cannot build muscle. And if you're not eating protein, guess what? Your ability to retain the muscle that you have will be what? An uphill battle. An uphill battle. So all this will be the strategy that I'll put together for you, okay, if you were sitting down with me. Now, obviously, I have not gone into specific detail about each one, because guess what? Somebody might be watching today with a different, unique situation. They too want to tighten their skin, but they've used a different approach. However, conceptually, these are the items that we will discuss to help you tighten your skin better, okay? So the first thing is we want to reduce how much cardio you're doing, how much steady cardio that you're doing, right? Then we want to do the right kind of cardio, which is interval training. Then we want to make sure that what? That you're doing the right kind of weightlifting program. That way you look nice, toned, trim, as opposed to what? Being bulky like a bodybuilder, okay? And then we want to make sure you eat enough calories. Very important, like I said earlier. And then we want to make sure you're eating enough protein. Very, very important. Does that make sense, guys? If everything I've shared with you so far makes sense, click on the like button, all right? I want to make sure that you're getting this and it's making sense to you, okay? And then also, just type in the comment section below, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. All right, fantastic. Now, before we wrap up, I want to share with you guys some exercises from a weightlifting standpoint that you could incorporate into your weightlifting regimen to help you tighten those part of your arms specifically, all right? So the first one I recommend is very simple, push-ups. All right, push-ups done correctly. Push-up is great for the entire upper body. It's going to tone your chest, your arms, all right? That's very, very effective, all right? Another example is any presses, anything that's going overhead, any kind of presses that's going overhead. Those two type of exercises, right? Those two type of exercises will help you tone your arms, okay? Or you can do what's called seated dips. Those are just some examples, all right? But guess what? You've got to make sure that those are suitable for your situation. For example, I would not recommend seated dips if you have shoulder problems, okay? You understand? I would not recommend push-ups if you have shoulder problems. We might do a variation of it, a modification of it, all right? I would not recommend presses if you have what? Shoulder problems. So without knowing your specific situation, okay, it's very hard for me to give you a specific example, to tell you if those exercises are right for you, all right? However, conceptually, understand that stuff like push-ups, dips, presses will help you tone your arms. Does that make sense? All right, very good. Well, listen, I want to make sure, I hope that the information I've shared with you today adds some value to you and to your fitness journey, okay? Once again, listen, if you have any questions pertaining to losing weight, getting in shape, and you're like, man, Patrick, this is a lot of information. They sound great, but my goodness, this is not my expertise. I just would like for you to help me create a plan. Well, the good news is, yes, I can help you if you act quickly enough, all right? All you got to do is go to www.bodybypatrick.com, right? And sign up for a free strategy session. We're going to get on the phone and discuss your unique situation, all right? Again, when you get to the website, if the page is still up, it means I still have some spots available. If not, it means that what? I am totally booked. So first come, first serve. You do not want to miss out. All right, guys, listen, I want to thank you so much for being on today's presentation. I appreciate you. If you have any kind of questions, remember, feel free to type them in the comment section below or send me a private message to bodybypatrickfitness@gmail.com, or finally sign up for a free strategy session at www.bodybypatrick.com. All right, guys, again, thank you. I appreciate you. To the next presentation, have yourself a super duper great day. I'll talk to you soon.